Are you juggling multiple accounts and need an easier way to manage them? Let me introduce you to GoLogin, the best browser for multi-accounting. With GoLogin, you can seamlessly switch between accounts without the hassle of switching device or risking bans. Where you are managing social media profile, e-commerce accounts, or marketing tools, GoLogin keeps everything organized and secure. Here a quick look at their homepage is GoLogin user friendly feature make it perfect for anyone. You need a reliable multi-accounting solution. So if you are looking to simplify your workflow and boost productivity, try out GoLogin today.
Ever just scrolling through YouTube and, bam, you hit a video that makes you stop and think.
Yeah.
That's what happened to me with this deep dive.
Oh, really?
And get this, it involves Cristiano Ronaldo.
Cristiano Ronaldo.
Yeah, that Cristiano Ronaldo.
Interesting.
But we're not focusing on his fancy footwork or anything like that. We're going deeper, exploring his thoughts on life success, with the whole roller coaster.
I like it.
Exactly. So we found this YouTube video, and it's called Cristiano Ronaldo's Life Advice Will Leave You Speechless. Must watch.
Wow.
It's from the channel Motivation Mentors, and it's packed with some really insightful stuff. It's easy to kind of brush off celebrity advice, right? But I think in this case, what if there are some actual nuggets of wisdom hidden in Ronaldo's
he's
journey?
been at the top of his game for so long. There's got to be something we can learn from him.
So that's what we're here to do. We're going to dissect his words, looking for those gems that you can apply to your own life, whether you're a football fan or not.
Love it.
Okay, so one thing that jumped out at me was his perspective on competition. He's a fiercely competitive guy. Always striving to be better than the best Neymar, Messi, Lewandowski.
Yeah, you name it.
But he calls it healthy competition, which I thought was interesting.
I see what you mean. Yeah, it's not about just crushing your opponents, right? It's about pushing yourself beyond your limit, using those top players as benchmarks to gauge your own progress.
It makes you think, who are the Neymars and Messis in your own field? How can you use their accomplishments to fuel your own growth?
It's like finding those people who inspire you to level up.
And here's where it gets really interesting. Amidst all this talk about competition and pushing boundaries, Ronaldo brings it back to something really personal: family. He emphasizes that no matter the fame, the fortune, the accolades, family is the most important thing.
That's beautiful.
They're your constant, your anchor in the storm.
That really resonates with me. It's that universal need for a support system, right? Those people who are there for you through thick and thin.
They're your bedrock.
Exactly. It makes you think about your own family. Who are those people you can rely on without question?
Yeah.
And how do you nurture those relationships, especially when life gets hectic?
It's so true, because success can be fleeting. But those genuine connections, those are the relationships that truly matter.
Absolutely.
And speaking of navigating the chaos, Ronaldo also talks about the importance of maintaining focus, particularly when it comes to outside noise. He acknowledges that he relies on a team of people, but he also stresses the need to avoid getting bogged down by external pressures and opinions.
You can't let everyone's voice get in your head.
Yeah, you got to keep your eyes on your own goals and not let the distractions derail you.
It's a challenge we all face. How do we filter out the noise and stay true to our own path?
Yeah. What strategies do you use to prioritize what matters?
It's so easy to get caught up in what other people think.
Right.
Let that doubt and criticism creep in.
And Ronaldo's words are a powerful reminder to just block that out. Focus on what you can control.
Absolutely. And what's interesting is that he gets really candid about the less glamorous side of professional football. He starts talking about how the sport has become a business.
Oh, wow.
With players treated more like commodities than passionate athletes. And you can hear this real sense of disillusionment in his voice.
Yeah.
He even says outright, football is now a business.
Wow.
It's kind of sad, actually.
Yeah.
It makes you think about how commercial interests affect other fields, too.
Right.
Like, how do we navigate environments where passion meets profit?
Where do you draw the line?
Yeah.
It's a huge question.
And it's not just about football. Think about art, entertainment, technology.
Yeah, any field where there's big money involved.
Exactly. How do you stay true to your craft and your values when there's that constant pressure to make a profit?
It's a tough balance.
It really is. And it reminds me of something else Ronaldo talked about that I found fascinating.
Okay.
His views on aging.
Yeah, he's getting up there.
He is. But instead of dwelling on that, you know, He emphasizes the importance of adapting, of being smart and leveraging his experience. He's evolving his game.
He's like, okay, I can't rely on speed and power anymore, so how can I adjust my approach to stay at the top?
Exactly. He even talks about studying the game.
Really?
Constantly looking for ways to improve and refine his technique.
Wow, that's inspiring.
It is, especially for those of us who might be facing a transition in our own lives. You know, whether it's a career shift, a new stage of life, or just realizing that what worked before might not be working now.
It's about adapting.
Exactly. What are your strategies for adapting to change?
How can you leverage those evolving skills and experiences to stay ahead?
He's not afraid to acknowledge that he needs to evolve to find new ways to succeed.
That's powerful.
It is. It's not about clinging to the past.
It's about embracing reinvention.
Yes. And speaking of challenges, Ronaldo's story about leaving home at just 11 years old to pursue his dream really hit me hard.
Can you imagine the courage
at 11 years
to
old
make that decision?
It's unbelievable.
He describes it as the toughest time of his life, filled with tears and sacrifice.
Wow.
But he credits that experience with shaping his work ethic and resilience.
It makes you think about the sacrifices we make for our goals.
What are you willing to give up to reach your aspirations?
To leave your family and everything you know at 11.
It's hard to fathom.
It is. It makes you wonder, are we sometimes too comfortable?
Oh.
Too afraid to push ourselves outside our comfort zones?
I think so.
And how could we reframe sacrifice as an investment rather than a loss?
That's a good question.
It is. Because sometimes the greatest rewards come from the toughest challenges.
It's true.
It really is. Yeah, it's like no pain, no gain, right?
Right.
But it's not just about the physical stuff.
Right.
Ronaldo also talks about the mental and emotional toll. You know,
yeah.
All that pressure he's faced throughout his career.
I can't even imagine.
The constant scrutiny, the expectations.
To always be at the top.
Yeah, it's got to take a toll.
And he admits that.
He does?
He actually mentions feeling very, very sad at times.
Wow.
Which I thought was really powerful.
It's easy to forget that even someone like Ronaldo, with all the success and fame,
he's still human.
He is. He still has those moments of doubt.
Yeah.
The vulnerability.
It's a good reminder that success doesn't make you immune to life.
It doesn't. And it makes you think about self-care, you know?
Yeah.
Taking care of your mental and emotional well-being.
Just as much as the physical.
Exactly. Yeah. Even Ronaldo needs to recharge.
Right.
Process those emotions. Find some balance.
It makes you wonder, what are your coping mechanisms?
Yeah.
How do you manage those moments of self-doubt?
When you feel overwhelmed, unsupported.
What are your strategies for staying grounded when the pressure is on?
We should all be asking ourselves these questions.
I think so.
Because we all face those moments when we need to dig deep and find that resilience.
And I love how Ronaldo frames aging as an opportunity.
Oh, yeah.
He's not clinging to the past. He's embracing the challenge of adapting.
He's
talking about reading a lot and studying the game. Always looking for ways to improve.
It's like he's saying, I might not be the same player I was 10 years ago, but I'm still learning. I'm still here.
That's so powerful.
It's
for
inspiring.
Anyone facing a transition,
a career shift, a new stage of life.
It's about having that growth mindset.
That willingness to learn and
no
adapt.
matter where you are in your journey.
It's not just about achieving success. It's about sustaining it, reinventing yourself.
And that takes self-awareness. Being honest with yourself about your strengths and weaknesses.
And being open to new possibilities.
And having the courage to challenge the status quo.
To speak up when you see things that need to change.
Which brings us to Ronaldo's experience with Manchester United. Which didn't end well. He was very vocal about his frustrations with the club. Criticizing the infrastructure and leadership.
So for those who don't know, Ronaldo went back to Manchester United in 2021.
After a long time.
Yeah, over a decade, playing for other clubs.
Right.
You would think, but things went downhill pretty fast.
So he felt like the club wasn't investing in its future?
They weren't listening to his advice?
He felt like the environment wasn't set up for success?
It led to a very public breakup.
Yeah, he ended up leaving in late 2022.
And he didn't hold back about how disappointed he was?
Not at all.
He even said, it's hard when they cut your legs and they don't like you to shine.
They don't listen to your advice.
Ouch.
He felt betrayed, unsupported.
I mean, can you blame him? With all his experience and accomplishments?
It highlights how important your environment is.
It really does. It's not just about talent. You need a place that supports you, helps you grow.
It makes you think, do you have that in your own life?
Are you surrounded by the right people?
In the right environment?
Are you able to be your best self?
I think Ronaldo's experience is a cautionary tale.
For all of us.
It reminds us that even at the highest level,
With all the success, the award,
you still need that support.
that sense of belonging.
And sometimes it means walking away.
Even from a prestigious position.
Even when it's tough.
Because ultimately you have to prioritize your own well-being.
You have to stay true to your values.
And that's where that strong support system comes in.
Having people you can trust.
To give you honest feedback. To challenge you, to remind you of your worth.
Yeah, it's tough. You want to be a good teammate.
Right.
But you also have to know when to walk away.
It takes guts.
Especially when you're at the top.
There's that pressure.
Yeah.
You know, don't rock the boat.
Stay in your lane.
But Ronaldo shows us that success doesn't always equal happiness.
Yeah, he's reached the top. But he still had setbacks, disappointments.
It's a good reminder that we're all human.
I think so.
Even with all the achievements.
You still face challenges.
It's about embracing the whole journey.
The ups and downs.
The highs and the lows.
And knowing that striving for excellence never really ends.
It's like climbing one peak and realizing there's a whole mountain range ahead.
Exactly. And maybe that's the real takeaway from Ronaldo's story. It's not about being him.
Right.
It's about finding your own path.
Defining success on your own terms.
So as we wrap up, I'm curious, what resonated most with you?
What surprised you?
What challenged you?
What made you think differently?
What's one action you can take today?
Inspired by Ronaldo's journey.
To move closer to your own goals.
Remember, it's not about being perfect.
It's about persistence.
Resilient.
Striving to be your best self.